عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم والذين هاجروا في الله من بعد ما ظلموا لنبوئنهم في الدنيا حسنة ولأجر الآخرة أكبر لو كانوا يعلمون الذين صبروا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. In these ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making a promise to the people who were persecuted in their own land and they had to migrate, do hijrat. وَالَّذِينَ هَاجَرُوا فِي اللَّهِ مِن بَعْدِ مَا ظُلِمُوا. Those people who do hijrat or migrated or have migrated fillah, for the sake of Allah, min ba'di ma zulimu, after they were oppressed, lanubawwi'annahum fid dunya hasana. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we will give them a good place in this world. Wala ajrul akhirati akbar. And of course, the reward in the hereafter is much greater. Law kanu ya'lamun, if only they knew. Alladhina sabaru, those people who stayed patient, وَعَلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ, and who placed their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the particular background of these ayat is about the people who were migrating to Abyssinia, because all those people who had believed in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they were being given a very tough time in Makkah. So with the permission of Allah, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had allowed these people, a group, to migrate to Abyssinia, which was a Christian country, Habsha, that we call in Urdu and Arabic. They had migrated there and they did not know how will they will survive there, how will they be welcomed there, all of those things. But still, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, under the command of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they did migrate. Such a migration which fulfills these conditions, these three conditions that have been mentioned here. Fillah, for the sake of Allah, not for a worldly sake, but for the sake of Allah. Min ba'di ma zulimu, after they are being oppressed in their land. And sabaru ala alladhina sabaru ala rabbihim yatawakkalun, once they reach that place, they do sabr, they stay patient over any hardships, the initial problems that they may face, they stay firm and place their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doing tawakkal, they do sabr. Those people who do this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised a great place for them, abundance for them in this world, and of course the reward in the hereafter is much greater. So the particular background is about the people who migrated to Abyssinia or Habsha, but ulama have written that this applies to every single person till the day of judgment who migrates with these three conditions. Now migration, as the ulama have explained, there's several kinds of migrations. When a person moves from some place, it is either to protect themselves from some harm, some imminent danger that is there, or they move to another place or another land seeking something which is not found in their own place. So the first condition, where they are running away from some sort of danger or some sort of calamity, that is hijrat, that is migration. The rewards are promised for that kind of traveling. And then it might be for a particularly, a specifically hardcore religious reason. For example, somebody is moving away from Darul Kufr, a place where kufr is prevalent, and they are going away from that place so that they can freely and openly practice Islam. So our ulama say that these people who today are Muslim brothers who migrate from India to a Muslim country or any other country where there is freedom to practice your religion, these people, it is hope from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that if they correct their intention, that we are doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that we can fulfill and openly do the practices of our deen without any trouble from anyone, then they will get the reward of migration. Similarly, somebody travels away from Darul Bid'ah, that place where innovations in deen are very prevalent and it is hard to protect yourself, then they move away from that place. Also, that is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for a deeni matter, for a deeni purpose, it gets the reward of hijrat or migration. Then if somebody goes away from a place because they have an imminent danger to their life or their property from people or from sickness. Not that sickness which has spread, but the general environment, it is not suitable for them. And we learn in the lives of Sahaba. For example, Sayyidina Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu had commanded, Had Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah radiallahu anhu, he was sent to this area which is now Jordan. He was sent as a commander there, as a ruler there, and then he wrote back or told him that the environment, the general air is in this area is not suitable. So he allowed him and commanded him to move his capital from there to somewhere else. So this is also proven from the action of Sahaba, that when some places general environment and the air is not suitable or favorable to one person, and they migrate to protect themselves from the sickness or disease, then that is also considered migration. But when some sort of disease has spread, then it is not permissible to leave that area. And the wisdom behind it, of course, is that people already have the germs, and when they move away from it, chances are that they will also die themselves and also spread the disease to other places. So that is not permissible. Other things, other ways of migration, they are not hijrat technically, but they still might carry reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, somebody moves from their own land to somewhere else seeking knowledge of deen. Or one sort of travel which sometimes even becomes farz in certain conditions is Hajj, that you travel to the Hijaz, or you travel to seek the blessings of a certain place. Only 3 places are such for which we are allowed to travel with the intention of seeking barakah, which is the Haram Makki, the Haram Madani, and Masjid al-Aqsa. Some ulama say that it is also permissible to travel to other places if there is a known sound proof from the Quran and Sunnah that there is barakah there. So it's not technically migration or hijrat, and those rewards are not promised, but still it is something very valuable. It might be. The reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put such reward is that when somebody does migration, they are leaving everything behind for their Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be able to listen to and fully fulfill and complete the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala openly without any fears. They are leaving behind everything, the place that they are used to, and where they have their setup and everything, they are leaving it behind. The new place is there, they don't know what is going to happen there, how they are going to survive there, how they are going to earn. Everything is, all of these apprehensions are there, and still they choose to move. So these people who finally settled in Medina, they got these rewards, their life changed, they were fuqara in Medina, they became rich people. They were fuqara in Makkah. They ultimately, when they settled in Medina, the Sahaba, they became rich people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened up the world to them. So this is the reward of migration. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala correct our intentions. One thing is that when somebody has moved somewhere, from some place to somewhere, and now they are there, if they change their intention, whatever their intention was when they originally did it, learning the new knowledge of deen that they are learning, if they change their intention, for example, they might have done it for a purely worldly reason, but if they change their intention and they say that from now on, my intention is that I'm going to stay in this new land for the sake of Allah, for the deen of Allah, to propagate the deen of Allah, then also their life in a different land becomes constant source of reward. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the reality and understanding of deen. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alayna innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Allahumma ij'alna min ahli al-Qur'an alladhi ahluka wa khassatuk. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ameen bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.